Um, Thank you all for your incredible patience with doing all of these multimodal lectures and collaborative work booklets. I'm sure that they're probably driving you insane completing all that stuff, but rest assured it's just as fun reading through and commenting individually on almost 60 of them every week as well. um, I just wanted to talk to you a bit about your assessment task 3, the collection of resources, because I think I did bring one of these into class for you guys to have a look at. One of the resource booklets that's already been sort of done from last year, and any really great resources from this I'll be including in your one anyway. But I just wanted to give you some examples of what I'm looking for. When you looked at that YouTube video on how to write a lesson plan, and you saw all of those little worksheets in the appendices, that's the sort of resources I'm looking for essentially. You can go online and do Crossword Maker or creating worksheets. Essentially, they've just got to be things that you should be able to take into a classroom. If you've just realised that you've got a lesson that you haven't planned adequately for, or you need an extension task, or you need a task for relearning or things like that, these are where you get all those worksheets from for you to walk into a classroom with. And particularly if you've got a conference on that you need to go to, they're really, really fantastic for you to be able to set for a substitute teacher, a supervising teacher to go in with. So some of the examples here that I've got from in the past from past students. This is quite a good one. So here we've got a worksheet on parts of the brain and labelling the brain that someone's put together. What's this one say? 3D interactive brain, and directs students to go onto a website, and then they need to describe the structure of a particular area of the brainstem and then list the function. So it's a great worksheet you could take into class with you. What else have we got? There's some really great ones in here. Also worksheets and rubrics. So a nervous system worksheet. We've got a whole lot of questions there for students to work through, and then someone's actually put a rubric together there to mark that worksheet, which is fantastic. Also in this booklet I've had students put together SACs, actual assessment tasks, summative assessment tasks, and rubrics for that too. We've got a whole case study of HM and all of that information. So an article that's probably been borrowed from a website. It's come from a website, and they've also put the reference down, which is fantastic. So anything that you do take from a website or some sort of online resource in any way, or even a newspaper article or something that you write discussion questions for, you do need to reference those. What else have we got? Oh, fantastic. Documentary, The Brain That Changes Itself, which we did talk about in class, and then a whole list of questions. So video question worksheets, we've got, these are great too, worksheets for students to fill out that you can just photocopy and take straight into a class. Area of impairment, and then tell me what happens to that area. What else have we got here? This is an entire SAC that someone's written. How fantastic. So it's an actual test that you could just take straight into class. It could be a practice test that they use. Sorry, you can't see me, Vera. Practice test that you can use, and they can do, or actually something that you can use actually as their actual test. We also have, and here's other ways to do the rubrics. If you don't want to do the detailed one, you can just do, it's actually one of my resources that I've prepared at a conference that's been borrowed in there. So you can just do a really basic rubric too. So that's for a SAC on Piaget's theory. And lots of worksheets with pictures and things in there, and writing up what's normality and what's abnormality. What else have we got in here? Student favourites, crosswords, fantastic resources, great for extension activities. Other elements of textbooks, and then questions and discussion questions, and then actual question worksheets. We've got things on the areas of the body and peripheral nervous system worksheets. And remember, if you do a crossword, put the answers in. That's always very useful. So yeah, question and answer worksheets will demonstrate to me that you've actually created something and know what you're talking about. Great sort of film studies and what to do when you're watching film. This one's all about Remember the Titans. What else do we have in here? More SACs. Some summary worksheet summarising perspectives in psychology from the old study design. This is all outlining the steps to becoming a psychologist in a little flow chart. So they do need to be visually appealing for students. Other things like this is from the old study design, but a whole worksheet on palmistry and reading palms would be fantastic to take in. That's a great one for a Year 10 course anyway. And more SACs in there, research methods, heaps of stuff on research methods here. And worksheets on research methods, things like that students have created or taken from a workbook and referenced. So remember that a number of them need to be original. I think I said 3 were needed to be original. Again, on the rubrics where it has that automatic, for a HD you need 9 to 10 references and all that sort of stuff. Ignore that. I'm not counting references for assessment tasks 2 and 3. The rubric should be updated on Leo now, but just in case they're not, don't worry about that. Alright, so that's all I wanted to do was talk to you a little bit about assessment task 3. For those of you who have been allocated Unit 4, I know you're at a slight disadvantage because we've gone through in great detail throughout the course of the semester Unit 1, 2 and 3 content areas, and also Unit 3 Area Study 2, people have been assigned that. This week I'm going to put together a little worksheet on breaking down those key knowledge areas, just like essentially what you've had broken down for you over the course of the semester for Units 1 and 2, Area Studies 1 and 2, and Unit 3, Area Study 1 as of tomorrow. So I will have a sheet there breaking down all those key knowledge areas in terms of what do students need to know, because some of the key knowledge dot points can be a little bit general or maybe at times a little bit too wordy and you're not quite sure what they're talking about. Anyway, that's it from me. Thank you again for your patience with me getting back to you on the collaborative work booklets. The ones from week 1 should be published, as in the feedback I've written on all of them, should be published online in the next 24, 48 hours. And your lesson plans should be back to you by the end of the week. But yeah, it's a little bit difficult. I can only sit up for an hour and then I have to lie flat again. So I'm working through them as fast as possible. Bear with me. Thank you again for your understanding and patience and beautiful emails of support too. I met you guys over 3 weeks and it's just gorgeous to see so many of you, just so lovely. Thank you again, and I look forward to reading your collaborative work booklets and your fantastic, detailed, exceptionally innovative, engaging lesson plans, because that's probably my favourite assessment task to correct. So I look forward to reading all of those. Good luck with them. The Turnitin link is live for you to submit. Bye.